I have to be completely honest with you guys, so full disclosure. 2020 has been the most ghetto, most ratchet, most hood year I have ever had in my entire life so far. Okay, and that's so far. And that's 25 years of 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 crap, okay? But so far, 2020, it is just, there's nothing touching it, okay? First, we start off the year, Rona out here killing everybody. Now, we got the protests, and the people that Rona ain't killing, the police is trying to kill. And then, because it just wasn't enough, we're going to add Mercury Retrograde to the mix. When I say, looking at my charts and looking at the transits and looking at other people's charts, I just feel like the universe is really out here saying,
you in danger, girl.
But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We gonna get through this. We gonna figure it out together. And today I'm actually bringing you a video to ease you through this Mercury retrograde as painlessly as possible. And that's going to be real hard considering what we got going on out here. But I'm going to try my hardest, okay? First things first, if you are new here, my name is Elle from IntuitiveAsElle. I do pick a cards, talk about astrology, and do other spiritually related videos. So if that's your zhuzh, go ahead and drop down and subscribe and hit that bell notification so it dings you and lets you know what's up when I post. Mercury retrograde. I'm going to try to put it in simple terms because I know that I want astrology to be relatable and explainable to everybody. So I'm not going to get into the scientific jargon and all of that other crap. One, because I just don't really feel like doing that. Two, I really feel like if I even tried to do that, I would butcher it and give you the wrong information with me trying to be all extra educated about it. So I'm just going to give you guys a rundown of what Mercury retrograde is. It started June 18th and then it's going to July 12th. The entire point of retrograde is if you can see Mercury in the sky, which I don't think you can physically see it in the sky right now, but Mercury is appearing to, like, it gets to a certain point in its orbit, and when it finishes its orbit, it stops and then it appears to go backwards. Now, it's not actually moving backwards. It's just the fact that it's just the illusion. Like the direction that it's traveling and the direction that we're moving, it looks like it's moving backwards because it's just like, it's like two cars passing by, honestly. So that's what Mercury retrograde is. So how that relates to you. When a planet is in retrograde, it basically causes hiccups in whatever area that is currently in retrograde. So, considering that it's in Mercury retrograde, that means that we're going to have issues with the things that Mercury rules. There's going to be problems with communicating with people, anything having to do with communication, anything having to do with technology, and anything having to do with travel. People make a big deal out of Mercury retrograde, and it is very annoying. And trust me, I can say this because I have heavy Mercury influence in my chart. My rising sign, which means my first house, is in Gemini, and then on top of that, my sun sign is in the house that is ruled by Mercury. So trust me, I cannot stand Mercury retrograde, but it's not necessarily bad. It's just hecka annoying. I know they make it seem like it's World War III, and trust me, Mercury retrograde is going to be super annoying this year, especially considering all we already got to deal with, but it's not going to break you. What it is going to do, if you got cars, expect some issues with maybe your cars. If you're traveling, expect some issues with traffic, some inconveniences. If you're somebody who uses technology, expect that. Expect emails not to send, expect computers to freeze up and crash. And as far as communication, expect your mind to be flustered, i.e. what I got going on right here. And especially expect exes to come out of nowhere, because that's what they like to do. That was just the generic Mercury retrograde. Those are going to be the issues you're going to run into. Like I said, It's going to be super annoying, but it is maintainable. Even though people hate retrogrades, I hate Mercury retrograde, and it comes 3 times a year because the orbit is so short. It's like normally comes 3 or 4 times a year. I do believe it's only coming 3 times a year, and we've already had a retrograde. So this will be the second one. So even though we hate Mercury retrograde, it has its place in the world because Mercury kind of, like when it's in retrograde, it kind of forces us to slow down, to reassess, and to basically make sure things are good before moving forward. Advice wise, the best thing I could tell you, any word that has a re in front of it is something that you should definitely try to do the most this Mercury retrograde. Reassess, redo, recheck. Like, Mercury retrograde is one of those signs that when it happens, like, you're going to want to be very careful. You're not going to want to start anything new. If you get a contract, try to push it off until Mercury retrograde. If you can't, check it 20 times and then check it 5 more. Like, just to make sure everything, because like when it comes to Mercury retrograde, it's going to be the small details, the small things. Like I said, emails won't be sent, stuff like that. It's super annoying, but it once again, it's something that we can get through. Just to get a look at where Mercury retrogrades in general are going to affect you, you're going to want to be looking at where Mercury placements are in your chart. Now, of course, Mercury rules over Gemini, but it also rules over Virgo. So you're going to want to be looking at where those things are in your chart. The houses that they're affecting, that type of thing, so you can see where Mercury retrograde is going to cause the most havoc. Another thing that is going to depend on where it's going to cause havoc in your life is this year we have Mercury in Cancer. I actually think most of the Mercury retrogrades are actually in water signs this year. So but this time, I know for sure it's in Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the moon is over the 4th house. So that's where you're going to be, that's where your issues are kind of going to be centered. Moon, of course, is talking about your emotions. So that's going to already be, you're going to be super emotional this Mercury retrograde. That's just what's going to happen there. And then Cancer is ruled over by, Cancer has something to do with family, the home, yeah. Just think family, home. Okay, that's where Cancer is. Cancer is that the crab. They're also nurturers, so it's going to have something to do with family and all of that stuff. So that's where Mercury is really going to be causing the most havoc in your life, is in your home life and with family and stuff. I would say with Mercury retrograde in Cancer this year, with it, with the things that's going on, I definitely would make sure that you realize that communication in your household is going to be very muddy. There may be arguments, tensions are already high with all the crap that we have going on into the world. So just look out for that. To get to the point, it's going to be a really good time to deal with anything emotional, like past emotional traumas, because retrogrades are going to bring stuff up from the past. That's just what it's going to be. That's why I said exes, family members that you may not have talked to, friends, they're all of a sudden going to be like, hey y'all, like, they're going to pop up like nothing happened, like everything is all good. So this Mercury retrograde is actually going to be a really, really good time for you guys to reconnect, for you to heal old wounds, old traumas with family members that you want to reconnect with. Once again, old flames are going to come back. I'm pretty sure you guys have probably already experienced that, because before Mercury retrograde actually hits, we have what's called shadow period, and that's 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after. And that's just basically where we already start feeling the effects. It doesn't, like, they're not as strong because it actually hasn't hit, but you feel stuff. So you probably already had exes and people from your past popping up. But I don't want you to be negative about this Mercury retrograde, because it is a time for reflection. It's basically supposed to help you take a step backwards so you can take 4 steps forward when it's done, So use the energy of Mercury retrograde to basically launch yourself forward into the life that you want. Like I said, Mercury supports you delving into the past, And like I said, with this being emotional, like it's going to be an emotional Mercury retrograde just because it's already centered in Cancer. Honestly, all the retrogrades this year, once again, I think they're all water. They're all in water signs. So it's going to be a really emotional year. So let me run it back for you guys and then we'll be done. All right. So Gemini, with the retrograde is ruling over Gemini and Virgo. More specifically, Gemini is ruling over communications, travel, and is ruling over technology. So all of that crap right now is going to go kaputs. Your best friend is going to be any word that has re in front of it, recheck, redo, reassess, all of that. That's going to be what you're going to want to do for Mercury retrogrades in general. On top of that, we have it specifically in Cancer. And that's going to have to do with emotions, family, friends, like the home. There's going to be a little bit of havoc there. So you may have to pay extra attention to those places just because communication is going to be skewed, technology is going to be skewed, tensions are already high. It's just going to be a lot going on. But I believe in you guys. You guys got this. We got this. Drop some words of encouragement down below. And before you click off this video, because I know y'all already trying to click off this video before y'all even do that. If you have made it to the end, go ahead and give me my like, because I done entertained y'all for I don't know how many minutes. Or entertained or educated, whichever one, hopefully both. And if you finished the video, then go ahead and give me that subscribe, because I know you're interested in seeing other content that I put up. So just go ahead and do that. Once again, my name is Elle from IntuitiveAsElle. Hopefully that helped you, that resonated with you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.